it's synced.
Is that AI?
No, it's just Hollywood. You know what I mean? It's just Hollywood.
We have a special guest today. We have G-Money.
G-Money.
Greg Masterson in full effect. What's going on, Greg?
How you doing? Thanks a lot, guys, for inviting me down, man. And
What's
welcome
up,
to Masterson's
brother?
Car Care.
Yeah.
Good to be here.
I'm good. It's good to be with you guys.
Nice.
Good to be with viewers out there, man.
Anaheim, Los Angeles.
Yeah.
We were just talking about. I get confused. Los Angeles, Anaheim, Orange County.
It's all just mashed together.
I feel it's like
it's wild.
This is the OC, man.
I don't want to be disrespecting nobody.
And it's a wild time to be here because California just suffered a really bad natural disaster. It's still kind of
horrible.
going on. We had the biggest fire in history, right?
Yeah, the biggest fire. It was crazy. The fourth biggest or something fire in California history, man. Yeah,
it's wild, and a lot of damage was done. And talking on the phone with Greg earlier this week, he had mentioned that he was housing a few cars for a couple of clients. So
yeah,
our hearts go out to anybody that was affected, and
it's still being affected.
It's wild right now. It's wild. I want to ask you a question.
Yeah,
you've been on the YouTube scene, social media for so long. Who is your favorite detailer on social media?
Oh man,
on any social media. Dang. Who is your favorite? Because everybody knows you. So they're like, oh, Greg. I used to learn shit from Greg. Oh, this guy, Greg. Oh, Greg, was... Dude. I wonder who this guy really likes.
Caught me off guard here on this one. Who do I really like?
Who are you entertained by? Who do you
I'm entertained by a lot of other stuff on YouTube. More car related.
Okay.
More other things. When it comes to detailing, though, I actually like Detail Geek.
Yeah.
I can't watch a lot of it, but Detail Geek I think is pretty much up there. I think I was on a live on TikTok and we were talking about I'm gonna get a team together of all the detailers, and it's gonna be like an all-star team. Okay, USA All-Star. Who am I gonna get? Okay, of course it's gonna be myself. I'm gonna throw myself on there. Okay, we're gonna get 5 guys. It's gonna be that, and then I'm gonna get me, and I think it's gonna be Detail Geek. 100%. I'm gonna get Detail Geek to get down on it. And then I actually think that I want to get the Jason Rose from McGuire's. Not McGuire's. He used to work for McGuire's. He works for Rupes now. I'm gonna get him. I might throw Larry Cozilla on it. Okay. But I feel like Larry Cozilla, I don't get the team player vibe from Larry. I get the one man show, and that's cool. Like I get the all star. You know what I mean? But we need some team players there. Yeah. So I would get that, and then I always thought about who I would add for the 5th man. Who I would throw in there. I think I need to get a new speed cat. Somebody fast. Do you guys want to be that number 5 on our all star? Comment on this video, dude.
But
I look up to a few others, even Mike Phillips, who did a lot of videos. I don't know. Do you know who Mike Phillips is? Yeah, Mike Phillips. I mean, dude has no legs, still dominates.
Yeah, I think he has one leg, right?
One leg.
Or two.
One.
You said he has no legs, right?
I think it's one.
I think he has one leg. He has a prosthetic.
I thought you said Michael Phelps. I was like, the swimmer. I was like, he lost his legs. I'm thinking, will Michael Phelps lose his legs? I didn't want to say nothing.
It's cool. That's what's cool about detailing is you don't let anything stop you, dude. I got people that detail, and my craziest detailing stories. I do training, dude. Yeah. I've trained everybody how to detail, dude. And the best one was I trained 2 guys that were deaf. Oh, yeah. Couldn't talk. Couldn't say a thing. Okay, and they came to my training with a translator. Okay, here's my translator. Boom.
Hold on. Did you know they were deaf before they were coming?
Yeah. I knew they called. Okay, we're gonna come with a translator. Yeah, cool, no problem. They come with a translator. Boom. So I teach them all about detailing. Super attentive, and like ace the class. You know what I mean? Like straight up, great stuff. Paint correction, everything, top notch, every skill. But how do you overcome the being deaf with running a business? It's difficult, right? But like, come on, it's 2020. I mean, when I did this, it was like 2015 when they did it. And then I checked up on them a little while. And so what they did was they hired this service where someone would call and they'd be like, beep, beep, beep. Hey, this is, the detailing business. And these people would take the phone call and type it out, and then it would appear text on their phone.
Oh, yeah.
So they would book the appointment. Okay, yeah, car needs this, yeah. Text back, boom, and they had to intermediate
So you
do
just
all
did
that.
everything through text, pretty much.
Oh yeah, and they were having great success doing it. And I was like, oh, this is awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Technology, man. Don't let anything stop you. You know,
yeah.
it's amazing like that, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a question. Not like that, but we're here at your shop. Your shirt says since 1947.
Yeah, good question.
You don't look 70.
Totally, exactly. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, people like asking us.
So all I know about Mastersons, when it comes to Mastersons, is Greg.
Yeah.
Nobody else. So, like, who else in the family? It's
This
gotta
is
be.
true.
You know what I mean?
This is a good question. So, when we started this brand, we actually wanted to do a retail-friendly brand. And here at Mastersons, we've actually been a manufacturer for a long time. We manufacture bulk chemicals for like large dealerships, and they buy a lot. You know, they buy 55-gallon drums, 275-gallon drums, and we actually make products for other companies as well. So other companies call us up, hey, we want you to make some products, blend us some tire shine, some more high-end stuff, and we make everything, not just car care stuff, things like dog shampoo or energy drinks. Making chemicals is almost like cooking. You know what I mean? Like a good chef is going to cook American, going to cook Italian, going to cook Asian food. Same thing with chemicals. If you have all the pieces to put the chemicals together, then you can do it. So when we wanted to make the retail line, we wanted to connect it to that. So we connected it back to the start of the company, 1947, when we just started making degreasers. So that's where the company actually started, just making basic degreasers for like industrial cleaning right after the war.
So that they said the company Masterson, but
Correct.
my question is, you worked at Chemical Guys before.
Correct, yeah.
So how come you were doing this at Masterson's from the beginning since 1947?
So we actually here did a lot of development for other companies. You could put two and two together. And Chemical Guys, I actually was super small at the time. I mean, like really small. If you guys look at the story about it, it's like, you know, making chemical in like Inglewood, pretty much like where all the hip hop was.
Yeah.
In like dead in the heart of that, okay, and
It comes from the culture of the streets.
Stay connected.
You didn't know that, huh?
you didn't know
From
that, right?
streets.
Like literally, I think that's the funniest story about that. Right now, it's like it's a different thing now, right? But when that was
From
going
the mud.
when that was going down, I met some people that were working there because we were doing some chemical setup for them, and they asked me, hey, you want to, you know a lot about social media. At the time, I was younger. I was like early 20s when I met them. And they said, let's do some work together on social media. Mm. And this was like before Facebook. This was before Instagram. This was like actually at like the start of Facebook, start of Instagram. Okay. And I threw them a bone. I said, hey, go on YouTube. Like, YouTube is going to be, and I think I was telling you this in the parking lot when we were talking, is that when we're eating a sandwich, is that I like to be early adopter, like at the beginning, right? Yeah. And so YouTube was something I wanted to be on at the beginning, right? And so I told them about this. Hey, you guys should go on YouTube. And they were like, YouTube, what is this? Blah, blah.
You're telling Chemical Guys.
I'm telling Chemical Guys this, okay? So when we started this was like YouTube, you couldn't even put like a 10-minute video. I think the most you could put on the video was like 5 minutes or something. Just imagine that, YouTube, 5 minutes. So we just started putting some videos up, and we were the only people doing it. And it actually started going big on it. So I said, well, let's do some more stuff together. And I thought it was a great time to do it, and it kind of just took off. So they're like, hey, keep working, keep doing videos with us, and it led to crazy marketing adventures, man. That's the backstory on that one, man.
Soldier Boy. He did a Soldier Boy.
The Soldier Boy?
He did what Soldier Boy did. Soldier Boy did to music.
You know what we're talking about, right?
The rapper,
Yeah.
Soldier Boy.
Okay.
Everybody made fun of him because he was like a very, very early. I think he was the first person to put something up on YouTube and like get it.
Oh,
monetized
yeah.
and make a lot of, and everybody like in the hip hop culture, everybody was saying this guy's killing the industry. Like he just goes on and makes this little video with the dance and it's calling it hip hop. And people at the time were going into a studio making, spending lots of money to make an album, then put the album out and he just changed everything.
Yeah, people are afraid of things that are different. You know what I mean? Usually, and this was interesting. YouTube was interesting at the time.
So what time frame is this?
This was
2010.
This was like 2009. This was like 2009 when I connected with the guys at Chemical Guys, and it was. I just wanted to see some stuff at the beginning. You know, I really like being at stuff at the beginning. You know what I mean? Like my heroes are like Steve Jobs. You know, like the Harley Davidson brothers. Yeah. You know, like there's a meme that you can find online, and it's like where businesses started, and it says like Walt Disney, and then there's a picture of a garage, and then there's Steve Jobs, Apple Computer, and there's a picture of a garage, and then there's the picture of the Harley Davidson brothers. They're all garages. So, you know, stuff starts there. So that was inspiring for me, you know what I mean, to see that. And so for me to see people start at the beginning, like, dude, that's the killer thing. That's what I want to see. Like, that's who I looked up to, Steve Jobs, and you know, all those guys at the beginning. And so when I saw that they were doing like cool startup stuff, I kind of wanted to get in on it. And I just went over there and said, hey, let's do some cool stuff together. They were already buying some chemicals from us, and so let's do some cool marketing together. And I like doing cross stuff like that. But, you know, for years I wasn't able to do our own brand because of conflict of interest, right? Okay. We weren't doing direct to consumer because at that time, like direct to consumer, the only people doing it were like Meguiar's. Okay, and then these were huge cats. So like you were like, oh man, like how are people going to do this? That's why us as a manufacturer, we're just doing wholesale. So I was selling like wholesale, hey, calling car dealerships and car washes because they buy like 55-gallon drums. Like just in the back, you saw a couple drums. Someone car wash probably took those and just dropped them off this morning for us, right? Ends up working like that. But back then, nobody was going, I mean, you to think you could like compete against Meguiar's or Total Wax and Walmart and again get in Walmart and AutoZone and all that stuff back in the day, dude, it was like there's no way, you know what I mean?
Now there's a bunch of different brands there.
But Chemical Guys did it.
Yeah,
they're the ones that took
a long time. It didn't just happen over yesterday. It happened over like 15, 20 years. Right. So like, stuff does happen. Patience takes time. And the reason I just wanted to do it is because you follow people who are successful, you're going to be successful. Yeah. Like one of my greatest, I think like online mentors, I feel like is like this guy named Dan Pena. You ever watch this guy?
Oh yeah.
Dan Pena.
Give a fuck. Dan.
Yeah. And
shut your fucking mouth. Shut your fucking mouth. That Pena.
I think you're nothing but weenies. Right. And
I guess that would Pena.
Yeah. And I like that, like for me, that's the type of stuff. Like I'll come here and when I work, I'll just put Dan on. You're nothing. You're a loser. And you're like, oh, dude, like this is great, right? And it makes you want to just get up and do stuff. You're either going to do stuff or you're going to quit. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm the kind of guy who was just like, oh, I'll do stuff. Yeah. And you be in the military, you probably know it's like the same stuff. Yeah. Like get up, don't. You know, it kind of works. You're either going to do it or you're going to quit. You know, you're going to go AWOL or you're going to fucking be a captain, you know, in the military.
There's a certain drive that you have to be persistent with anything. Like we were talking when we were having sandwich. We talked about how you're just going to stumble here and there. Through business, through life. And, you know, there's going to be times where you hit the floor. And then there's going to be other times where things are great, but it's kind of like that. How are you going to get through that?
Oh, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Are you going to maintain through that?
Yeah.
To Chemical Guys 20 years, I'm sure they had some fucking tough times where they probably wanted to call it quits a lot, you know?
Totally, dude.
So it's just the persistence and what gets you through there. Like what gives you that motivating factor to continue.
Yeah.
Where with you leaving Chemical Guys, or I'm not sure how that ended. We're not really concerned. It's not, you know, why we're here.
Yeah.
With you leaving that.
When the Beatles broke up, you know, what'd you do?
What did you feel like? What did you feel like your next move was? Because it's like, okay, well, I did this already. Do I want to stay in this space?
I was already just waiting for it because we were already doing stuff, and you know, because of agreements, you know, you couldn't.
My man was just waiting.
Yeah, so
that's all that matters.
when everything
correct.
you knew that it was going to be
Yeah. When
cool.
it was all ready, you have to be making your next move. It was already ready to go.
I feel okay.
So you said
and to be honest,
like Justin Timberlake, he was already doing his own thing. Like, I don't know what you guys are doing, but I already got my shit in order.
I already got my movie lined up. I already got the solo contract coming.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah. I mean, it's really the one thing is just like I was out of Chemical Guy's budget. Chemical Guys didn't want to budget, right? I was going to cost Chemical Guys too much money.
Okay.
Right? And so because of that, it was time to
this is
go.
all interesting. I've never heard of any of this shit.
This is fun because I got a bunch of questions.
You got to renew.
I have a question. You said things got really hard to sell due to conflicts of interest. What things broke down where you didn't have those barriers anymore?
We manufacture large scale stuff, right? So if I'm selling product.
I'm sorry, and then when you say we, I got to clarify when we're talking.
Masterson's Car Care, a family company background, so. Here at Masterson's, we also do manufacturing. It's Masterson's Manufacturing, and we manufacture a bunch of products, right? We can manufacture floor cleaners, we can manufacture anything, right? Yeah. And so we can sell those bulk to car washes and everything like that. But it's a different type of market. You might have like 7 really big customers as opposed to 7 million small customers, right? And a lot of people, when you're running a business, might not want to sell to 7 million customers. Like they might be like, that's a pain in the ass. Right. And so everybody has their own way of doing business, right? If you talk to I'll give you an example of my uncle. If you talk to him and he does stuff with our business, you ask him hey, I'm talking about doing retail. He's like, why you waste your time? Yeah. Go find some whales. Yeah. You know what I mean? And work on selling stuff to, hit different accounts like that. For me, I kind of wanted to go direct to consumer and build a brand off that. So we already had that in the
model and strategy,
model, right? Yeah, the model like that, right? But there's a lot of hard stuff with doing that, man. And a lot of people when we wanted to do it at the beginning and when we were going to release the brand direct to consumer on the website 2016, people didn't even believe it. They thought it was a joke. So we were like, oh yeah, because they were like, dude, how are you going to go out there and compete with direct to consumer when people just go to Walmart and buy Meguiar's, or people are just going to go to Walmart and buy them? I'm like, we want to make some more specialty, high-end stuff. So that's when we started designing the Masterson's Car Care. We put a lot of effort into the labels and the branding to make it a really, really key piece of items. We just didn't want to make another product and slap another name on it. We want it to be something unique and where people get it and they feel good about it. It's like a piece of art. Yeah. I'm really big into art, music. I play a shitload of different instruments. Like me and my wife both do. I just love music and I love art and design and all that type of stuff we wanted to put into the product itself. So then when we wanted to do Masterson's Car Care, I'd already worked with Chemical Guys, but Chemical Guys was going to sell to another company. And what happens is everything changes, dude. You know what I mean? It's it's not the same anymore. It's what
happens? You guys need to listen up. Let us know. Give us some examples because we know this because we've been, we've worked for other big companies where there's an acquisition, things change.
Dude, everything
and I don't
changes,
think anybody knows the effect sometimes of these changes. Can you give a few examples of things that changes? It could be structurally, maybe product wise.
It's structurally, when a company comes in, and you'll notice this, anybody who's ever worked with another company, the company comes in and they put all their own people in. They'll come in and they'll take all their own crews out. It's like when the new government comes in, shout out to Donald Trump. He's coming in. He's going, come in with my homies. I'm bringing Elon. I
didn't just
RFK.
get here by myself.
Yeah. I got all you guys, you got on my back. Here we go. But who else was there? All those people. Bye, you get the kick. Yeah. Right? And so that's what happens at any acquisition. Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, and this is where I knew that because I go back to one of my heroes, Steve Jobs. They got kicked out of his own company.
Oh yeah, it happens all the time.
Got kicked out of Apple.
Happens all the time.
You know what I mean? And me growing up as a kid and seeing that and studying business and focusing on that type of stuff, I'm just like, Dude, when I first learned that as a kid, it just shocked me.
No one's too far to get kicked out of anything.
Yeah. How could you get kicked out of your own company?
The
I remember
warehouse
asking my
guy,
dad
right?
about that.
Dude, remember the suit guy? You'll look
The
good.
men's warehouse?
The men's warehouse is all over the TV.
Yeah.
They kicked him off.
That was his company.
Yeah,
at
yeah,
one
yeah,
point.
yeah.
Like they do it to people all the time.
Papa John.
Oh yeah, especially with this cancel culture.
Yeah.
You gotta go.
I mean, Papa John.
They took Roseanne off her own show. They changed the name. Roseanne is like not on Roseanne.
I'm the new Roseanne.
But yeah, like whenever things change or you know what I mean, it could be. It's almost when I see things kind of going down like that, I feel like at any excuse, like they're cutting everybody out.
Yeah.
Anybody that's existing, they're gone.
Yeah.
Gone,
but it wasn't even about that for me. It was about the creativity, man. Like the only reason I was working and doing work with these guys was because there was cool cats going on, right? And so sometimes you might work and make less money because you're having a good time.
Yeah.
Okay, and you might sacrifice that. Like it's like you talk to doctors. Yeah, I'm making $500,000 a year, but dude, my life sucks.
Yeah,
so you know what I mean. Or you got people that are making like nothing, and they're having the time of their life, and they're having a great old time.
Yeah.
And so the only reason I was doing it was because that. I mean, we go to work. Like, I mean, I used to tell people we go to work, and then the owners of CG, we used to go out to comedy clubs on Wednesday and go see people like, Chris Rock and like Joe Rogan at comedy clubs in LA. They used to get like super sick. Like the boss used to get comedy tickets because he knew somebody at the club. So he used to get us comedy tickets for the weeknight comedy show where all the guys would come test out their comedy. Yeah. So like that was the kind of cool stuff we would do like after work. Yeah. And then we get off go home like 3 a.m, go back to work at 9.
And you're in your 20s at this time?
I was in my 20s, yeah.
So that's just fun, man.
Exactly.
Like
you're wild.
If you've ever had like experiences like that, like obviously it was a special time in your life.
Yeah. It was cool
like
shit.
You're never gonna get that youth back, those memories, like the cool shit you were doing, and you guys doing something that's different because it truly was like nothing. You guys. At the time, chemical guys, if you guys aren't familiar, to the consumer or somebody getting into detailing, we've pretty much all have put our hands on some sort of chemical guy's product.
Totally,
because of that reach, because of the things that they established early on before anybody else. So if I'm, starting out as a detailer and I go to, O'Reilly Auto Parts and I see a chemical guy's bottle compared to like this nasty looking turtle wax bottle, probably gonna get the chemical guys one
because it looks better. Yeah.
So stuff like that, I felt like they were going in a different direction than the rest of the industry, and I guess that would be a special time for the people within the company, like you said, the creative part.
Yeah.
But I'm sure all that has to come to a halt at some point, because everything is about bottom line. Everything is, that it doesn't matter how creative you want to be. If it's not making money, or we're losing too much money, or we don't want to invest in that direction, then it's gonna get.
It's a lot, yeah. It's a big thing, and a lot of people ask me about that, and I'm like, hey, I just didn't want to. When it came around, I didn't want to make new friends. Yeah. I guess you know what I mean. Like I just didn't want to do that. So I knew that was coming. I forecasted that. So I said, cool. When any contracts that I have are ended. Because I had contracts to do consulting. When it's ending, I just won't renew the contract, and I'll go do something else. And that's when we decided to do Masterson's Car Care, like the retail line of Masterson's Car Care. And when we released it, we only released it with 6 products.
Really?
Yeah, 6 products, and all of our products are numbered. Mm-hmm. So like it's the first 6: 101, 102, 103, 104, 105.
When did Masterson first get released?
The consumer line, when we launched our website, that's when we turned it on 4/20, 2016.
It's your Masterson's fashion.
Yeah. On 4/20, we're gonna release it we're gonna turn on the website on 4/20, 2016. Why not? It's Earth Day. It's like,
and you're coming up on 10 years.
On 10 years of doing a consumer website, yeah. And we did it. And the crazy thing about it is we wanted to do it super, like, we wanted to do things fast, okay? But even with the packaging, we wanted to get space in the other warehouse with another warehouse closer to the desert. nah, there's no room here. And I didn't want to be driving out there. So we were like, hey, me and my friend who was working with us at the time, he does a lot of our website stuff. Let's just go, old school. Let's just get like a micro warehouse. Let's just do everything micro. Yeah. We're like, yeah, okay, cool. So we do that. So I got a picture of our Steve Jobs.
When we first,
of small scale stuff. Okay, because like that's really how you build a business on this is small scale stuff. Look, we'll get this micro warehouse, and then if it goes good, we'll get the warehouse next to it and the warehouse next to it, and we'll just expand out, dude. It's great. So by the end of it, when we moved to our actual retail storefront to go direct to from online to storefront, we had like 4 warehouses all like next to each other. Because we had expanded out that much, and I got a picture with us at the end, like, hey, look what we did, look what we got, and that was pretty. That was like I feel like the Steve Jobs moment, the Apple garage moment, and then I
don't think a lot of people know that because even though he left and he has experience, like you still got to build something.
You got to build something.
It's not like I have the product, I have the marketing, like you still have work to do.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like there's a shit ton of work to do. It's not like you just say, oh, it's released and now you're here. It's like, no, it doesn't just go, and I think people may have had the perception of like, at least I kind of did, like, what, this fool's over here? What? I'm like, did he just have part of the rights to chemical guys? And like when there's a divorce, it's kind of like, oh, the wife kept this one, just changed the name. They always do it like in restaurants.
Sometimes.
And I was like, oh, is this type of deal going on here? I didn't know.
Yeah, the main difference that we did is like with the Masterson's car care stuff, we do everything like long-term testing, and we do high-end ingredients and low production. That's the goal. And we feel like this is like the 3 tricks to quality control. Right? Where you get some products that are really, really good quality. So like the first one, high-end products, high-end ingredients. Like all the Masterson's car care products, we source the highest end ingredients we can. Like I'll give you an example, and this is like some technical stuff for all the guys that are watching out there. Tire Shine, right? That's the one I like to talk about a lot. Because if you go online, you want to buy Tire Shine, there's Tire Shine for like $30 a gallon, there's $50 a gallon, and then there's some for like $100 a gallon. What is the difference? It really comes down to the ingredient, right? And other companies are taking out key ingredients from these Tire Shines and replacing them with lower quality ingredients.
Calling it a different name?
Same thing. Like I'll give you an example. Good Tire Shine has silicone in it. That's what gives a shine. Good, and there's high quality silicone. So like for us, we use USA made silicone. Very expensive. And the people watching this, silicone price from the manufacturing has gone 10x. 10x.
It's like before COVID, and then it just started.
It just went up to the fucking moon.
Like
and
insane.
And so a lot of other companies started buying silicone from China, but it's not as high quality, okay? And then also they were taking out the silicone and replacing it with glycerin, okay? And glycerin's like another derivative ingredient that you could use to get the same thing. But, just so you guys know on the detailing, you ever put, a dressing, an Armor All type product, protectant on a dashboard, and then like a week later, the windows on the inside are all hazy? Yeah, you guys ever notice that?
It's just like,
that's the
off-gassing?
The off-gassing. Yeah. It's actually glycerin off-gassing. So like high-end ingredients, like if you take won't do that, right? It's only lower-end ingredients will do that. And you want to make everything, you're going to make it to a cost, right? So that's one of the things, high-end ingredients we wanted to do. We wanted to also do long-term testing. So before we even release any of these products, I send them to all my friends and everybody that I know in the detailing industry to try it out and let us know about it. Okay?
What's long-term testing?
At least a year.
At least a year.
At least a year. Usually about 12 to 14 months. Okay. Other companies are like, yeah, look, we got this new product out. They come out with a new company and boom, and they're using this product. And then what bothers me about it for other companies is that they use their customers as guinea pigs. Oh. Hey, okay, we're going to release a new product. And then, we're version 3, version 4, version 5, upgraded version. Why is there upgraded version? Why didn't you guys do the R&D testing and then sell the product to the customer as got a good product? It's like, hey guys, we released a new coating. It came out and it's better than the last version. How did it get better? Why didn't you guys?
Yes, I wish companies did that.
Yeah, correct. And that's what bothered me. So I wanted to eliminate that. So we did long-term testing. So one thing is is our water spot remover. So we made this product called Magic Water Spot Remover. And I wanted to make the best freaking water spot remover, period.
They all suck.
A lot of them suck. And I'll tell you why. A lot of them use a vinegar base.
Yeah,
so they're
strong.
It's not strong, and it might remove light water spots, but you encounter water spots in California, Hawaii, desert states where shit is on there, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, we're in California, the water's filthy here.
Yeah.
And it gets stuck on the paint. And if you have a water spot remover that can pull that off, oh my gosh, that makes your life amazing. We also didn't want it as a gel. Okay. I wanted it as something you could spray so you could do boats or vans without having to put it on a pad and kill your arm spreading it out because like the whole side of a vehicle might be water spotted. So we developed this product, spray, thicker body, right? Sprays on the surface, and then you take a wet towel and you scrub the whole surface, or a brush or a wash mitt, and then you just rinse it off and the water spots are gone. So what I did was when we made it, we sent it to all the detailers around the world that I knew. Brunei, Europe, Canada, all across the USA, just sent bottles out. Tell me your feedback. Oh, well, we wanted to do this a little more. It's not working on these spots because the water's different in other countries, right? So water spots are a very hard thing to solve. So we did testing on it for like a year, over a year. I think it was almost close to a year and a half. And then last year, we finally released the final version, which is over on our shelf, which is freaking fantastic product. And you guys should give it a try if you
What's
guys
it
are
called?
to watch it. It's called our Magic Water Spot Remover.
Yeah, we might have to put this one to the test, Greg.
Yeah, put it to the test, because I know you guys were talking.
Yeah, we're going to give it to you. Yeah, good or bad.
Yeah. I love it. And the reason I like all these products is it's because my expertise of detailing and like, so you guys know a little bit of my story about detailing. I started detailing super, super early, just as a hobby when detailing was like nothing. Okay.
Before we go into, because I just don't want to go down roads that other podcasts or whatever interviews have gone down.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your view of detailing, because everybody has their view of detailing.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Oh,
like
yeah,
some
big
people
time.
like it's like super sacred to them. Some people they're just like, hey man, I just do this for extra money. Some people are like, oh, I'm super serious about it. Other people are kind of like, I do it every once in a while, Like for us, we're not big car guys.
Okay.
Some guys get into it because they love vehicles, and that's kind of your take on it, right? Like you love the vehicles more than you love the process of detailing.
I love both. I love detailing. Detailing is something that was really cool for me. More about the process. I love the result. Mm-hmm. It's like one of those things where it's hard to do and it takes a lot of time, but when you do it, the result is amazing, and it's a dopamine rush.
It is.
Okay, and the dopamine rush is good. So, I kind of thrive off that. I'm one of those people. I like riding motorcycles. I like roller coasters. I like, like kind of almost the instant gratification hit of dopamine. Mm-hmm. So I feel like detailing does that. It's like, you can take a car and detail it, and now it looks great. Dopamine hit.
So would you say you take your detailing seriously, like seriously enough to get like offended if somebody said, oh, Greg's not a real detailer because he doesn't use a rotary, or Greg doesn't use rinseless wash.
I own a rotary.
You know how some people get all weird and think it's like
they categorize it.
Like we're kind of just all doing somewhat of the same shit.
I feel like it's the only industry that does that, man. And I talk to a lot of people like that because I like to compare it to cooking, right? So like, who's your favorite chef? If I were to ask you.
You're asking me?
Yeah, who's your favorite chef?
Probably David Chang.
David Chang. Okay, for me, it's Gordon Ramsay.
He's intense.
He's intense, and like the food setup is good, right? Now Gordon Ramsay, we all know, we watch his stuff. He can cook anything. Mm-hmm. He can cook anything you wanted to, right? What if Gordon Ramsay just chooses to cook hamburgers all day? Does that make him a line cook? Is he still a chef? Yeah, he's still a chef. He just wants to cook hamburgers all day. So like, if a detailer knows everything about detailing and they just only want to wash cars, like, let them do that. That's their choice. And that's the cool thing about detailing for me, is it can be so fluid. You can do literally anything with detailing. Like, let's say I only want to focus on washing. Let's say I only want to focus on paint correction, or only want to focus on ceramic coatings. You don't need to do it all. Yeah. You can choose what you do. And for me, I think the biggest business, in my opinion right now, is waterless detailing. That waterless detailing.
Waterless, just ready to use?
We do a class here. We do a training where we show anybody how to start a business that's focused on e-cars. So you can actually, we have a product here, and I know you guys are really big into rinseless. So
No, we hate rinseless.
You don't like rinseless? Okay, I know you guys are talking about. You're like, why don't you like rinseless?
No, it's not.
Greg.
No. It's not like we hate rinseless.
No, we don't hate rinseless, but
It's
very limited.
That's a great
It's
discussion.
We're
It's
in
a
the
great
midst
discussion.
of like having a very big discussion with a
limiting.
lot. It's getting. I think now more.
There's a place for rinseless.
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
a-
everybody has their opinion.
Yeah, and in our place, it's a very small one. And talking to other people, it seems as if it's very small in their place too. For other people, it's
But
big.
I think like if Greg's trying to teach somebody how to start a business, so that's definitely
Yes.
probably the way to go.
Yes.
Correct.
Because you have no
Yes.
limitations at that point with what
Yes.
you can do and how you can do it, any environment.
Oh yeah. I have a
Yes.
lot of things about business, but right now in the detailing industry, people are focused more on what kind of van can I get, what kind of pressure washer system can I get, how much money can I spend on my setup, instead of like taking it down to the basics.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so like I've been through this whole phase where people go through where they want to buy every single product that even exists. And I got pictures of this to document. Like,
Right.
Everybody goes down that.
Yeah. I mean,
everyone
I
goes
bought
down.
every single product, that exists, right? And
Anything you can.
anything you can, try it all. I got
Yeah.
every single product. And in reality, what I learned as being a detailer, my biggest secret is go back to simple.
Yeah.
Go back to basics. And that's why in the back where our detailing area is, there's nothing. People are like, why don't you have these extra carts and this? And no, I just want these because this car might not need 18 million products used on it. It might only need 3.
Yeah.
And I only want those 3 there. So my vision, my focus is only on those 3 products and my job at hand.
Yeah. We've noticed, and we've talked about this a lot, is we eliminate so much just through growth in technical ability.
Yeah.
In you understanding in applying what needs to be applied and focusing on that is far more important. And understanding that is far more important than having all the equipment, all the products, all of that stuff.
You don't need all the products to do detailing in this world. You have to make choices. And I feel like business, that's what it's all about. It's choice. It's choices, man. And I think we were talking about that even at SEMA. Choices to even be at SEMA. Choices to be here. What do you do? What do you spend money on your business?
Yeah.
It's all. Being a business owner is all choice, man.
It is, and there's a lot of bad choices being made. We see all the time, and when we're consulting with people, we ask them, "Okay, well, tell us a little bit about the business, about yourself," and it's almost like they set themselves up to fail because there were so many bad decisions made from the get-go.
Yeah,
maybe they got in a deep hole. Maybe they invested in the wrong place. Maybe they're, they brought on a big staff and don't have any type of management experience. A lot of people get themselves into bad situations just by making a series or maybe even a couple of bad choices. Put you in a really bad spot.
Yeah, you can get in a bad spot very easy. I feel like detailing, it's actually pretty hard to get in a bad spot with detailing. That's the one thing I like. You guys might see it a lot. Yeah.
You would think it would be you wouldn't be able to put you in a bad spot, but for some crazy reason, a lot of people are.
Yeah, for multiple different reasons, and it's to a point where it's kind of like alarming. It's like, whoa, what? Like these, like maybe you shouldn't be operating right now. Like scale it back.
Scale it back.
That's a big one for us.
I talk a lot about that. How should you scale it back? But that's the one thing that amazes me about detailing and that kind of got me in it is the entrepreneurship of detailing. I feel like it is the true entrepreneurship. Yeah. Like let's say you got off a plane. I like asking people this question. You got off a plane and you just arrived here. You speak no English or limited English. You just got off. You have nothing. You have a couple $100 with you. What are you going to do for work? You want to work for yourself, though. What are you going to do? What are your choices?
You don't have a lot.
So what are your choices?
I don't know.
You could go to the grocery store and you could buy some food and try to cook it on the street. Kind of takes a lot of equipment.
Yeah, there's
people usually say lawnmower. They say, "Oh, I'll be a gardener." Okay, well, you got to have a car.
I was gonna say you need transportation.
First thing, you got to transportation, right?
If I was like really struggling, I would try to find something for free and make money out of it.
Okay, and a good one that a lot of people I think is detailing. And you know who's detailer?
Because I guess you can find a bucket of water and a rag anywhere on the street.
Anywhere on the street. Like, or you know those guys that are like they stand in the middle of the street and they want to clean your windshield for $2? Yeah. Those guys detailers. They just only focus on that. I view him as detailer. Okay, this detailer go.
He's a window specialist.
He's a window specialist. You know, like,
he's doing like 300 windows
windshields
a day.
Windshields a day, and then you have ceramic coating shop, and they struggle to do windows. You get streaks on the glass, and you got this guy. He's only doing windows.
Let's go get this man off the street. Greg got him in the back working. He goes, where do you think I got him?
You put it like that, I would have started detailing. How much money I got? $300. It would be cleaning cars.
Yeah. Because it goes.
The entrepreneurship would be something different.
Maybe for me.
But if you really had nothing from, like you said, you just
you could do it. You could do it.
Got off the plane.
Yeah.
Got to get some money.
Because for me, detailing
I just started
is easy.
cleaning shoes.
Cleaning shoes. Okay, you're a shoe detailer.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot easier.
You're cleaning something.
You're cleaning something.
So like, yo, man, if you're cleaning, you're detailing. Like, it's just different levels.
Yeah.
People getting
house cleaning.
Yeah.
Most likely, if you just got $300 to do a job, you're doing some type of sanitation.
That's the thing about detailers is they don't want to admit that we're just janitors.
Yeah. Well, he just says sanitation. Yeah.
We're sanitation. You're sanitation. It's like, but then again, what does Tony Soprano work in? Sanitation.
Yeah. We're just, I don't know. I like to look at it, but obviously everybody wants to, glamorize whatever it is that they're doing or make it feel more important than it is.
Yeah.
I understand that. You want to find the value. Like, I love what I do.
Yeah.
I love talking to people too and just, having a good time. But the detailing part of it, I like to think of it as like refinement and kind of restoration. But in the end, you're cleaning to get it to that point. It's like there's not very much of that for the average detailer. You're not doing the finish work until the very, very end, and that's usually a very minimal part of the detailing itself. The rest of it is just cleaning.
Correct. Yeah.
You're doing it's grunt work.
Yeah,
type of shit until the end of it. Then it gets pretty.
Then it gets pretty good.
Then it's fun. Oh, I got the nice tools. I get to focus on something. But the other shit is nasty.
Yeah, it's like, let me clean up these cookies from this kid and this vomit and I mean, I've seen it all.
So SEMA.
That's where I met you. Actually, I met you guys, and we could talk about that. I met you guys because I was just watching stuff, and I was like, and I saw you guys on YouTube with the refreshments. Okay, and I was like, okay, these guys are talking about detailing, and it was an interesting feel, right? Because let's be honest, the detailing industry is really boring. Okay, it's
heck yes.
Say that again.
Okay,
yes.
Well, let me ask you this: who do you think's the most boringest detailer?
Jesus Christ!
There's a lot. It's just like there might be like an 8-way tie. No, but
there's a lot, man. There's
some of them. Literally, I'm just like, bro.
Okay, who's the one that you think's good but so boring?
I think most of the ones that are really good are really boring.
Okay, like for me, it's Obsessed Garage.
Obsessed Garage?
Well,
you've mentioned Obsessed Garage.
Like Obsessed Garage. This is the craziest thing is Obsessed Garage. Like I can't watch it. Like no, shout out to Matt who's watching this. Like, you do great content. Like shout out. It's like, it's just not my excitement.
It's for a certain. It's
yes. It's
to
not.
Me, it's like comedy. You know how some people can consume comedy and they'll be like, "Oh, this comedian's great," and the other person.
I love comedy, dude.
Well, it's like watching black and white TV. Some people just like the black and white show, and anybody else like, this is boring. I can't watch this black and white show.
Movies, like long quiet movies.
Like I like Obsessed Garage.
Yeah.
His stuff is clean and like
who?
Obsessed Garage.
Obsessed Garage. His stuff is clean. And the topics, how much depth he gets into it, I'm intrigued to that. Like, am I watching him to laugh? No, I'm not. I'm watching it to be something's going to be intrigued in some way.
Totally, yeah. Like I
can see how it could be extremely difficult because at times I could watch long stuff and it's a different type of filming
vibe,
too.
Yes.
Yeah, and vibe because there's no background music, there's no crazy editing.
Nothing.
And some people need that to stay engaged or like a lot of energy. But again, like as far as entertainment, you know, and we try to watch as much as we can. Obviously, like if there's so much out there, you know, but we're always looking for people that are entertaining, period.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
if we
yeah.
can find them in our industry,
oh, that's great.
We tend to gravitate to them like, okay, I like this dude.
That's
I
great.
I want to know this dude.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
And we've become friends with a lot of the types that we kind of have the same kind of energy. I would say.
Yeah.
But it's there's a wide array. So as far as boring, man,
okay, I got like,
but
you said boring. So when I say boring, I'm just like, I can't watch this. This is just. It's like when I was a kid, I would hear MASH. The very beginning of MASH. I would just shut it off. That was a great show.
But you knew it was good.
I heard that song and I just say, shut the TV off.
When you hear that helicopter, or when you see that
you
copter,
know, like that's a great show. To say that show sucked, that was one of the all-time great shows that people will argue. You
couldn't
know
even
what
watch
like Detail Groove. I'm not going to sit here and say that he doesn't know what he's talking about. He is extremely knowledgeable.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Is he boring? Yes.
Yeah.
Like you know, I don't have like you know.
I'm coming here to laugh.
Yeah, I'm not coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is boring.
I like to laugh.
This is what I view with detailing. This is my honest view. Detailing is easy.
Oh yeah.
And the reason why I said Detail Groove because everyone can relate. Everyone knows
Detail Groove. Some people do. Some people don't.
Another one, Luke Wilson. Some people find Luke Wilson boring. He
now,
talks too fast.
Now, Luke.
I
Luke
love
Wilson. I like
Luke's
Luke Wilson.
intake on certain
Luke
stuff.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Now, Luke Wilson. He's. People think I talk fast. That guy's on like.
Hey, he's savvy too.
Are you on the nootropics, Luke? Hit me up, dude.
Jamie Bourne Detailer. I watch him because he's going to say something slick.
Jamie Bourne Detailer.
He's funny. He's going to say some business stuff.
Jamie Bourne Detailer should have way more views.
Yes.
Like if you guys are watching this, follow Bourne Detailers, Jamie and Shad, for real. The JNG, follow them, dude. Like, dude, they're good.
They're real guys.
They're real.
They say they're straight
real.
shooters. And it's nice to see people like that. But I think once you get tied to something, you know, like whether it's a brand or something, most people can't. They got to keep their mouth shut. They can't say certain things.
Correct.
And I'm
Correct.
sure for like you understand, you're one of the people in the industry that we found interesting. It's like, okay, Greg's doing his own thing. Greg can do whatever the fuck he wants to do. Greg doesn't have to do anything he doesn't want to, and he doesn't have to, you know, do anything that's, you know, that he doesn't feel like is going to either be profitable, fun, or both.
Yeah.
You know? So speak about the freedom of that and how valuable that is to have in business.
It's a good question. Nobody's ever asked me
like that freedom.
That's the most valuable freaking thing, dude. Like it is like liquid gold.
It's the best. It's like the top, right?
But what it is it's mainly has to do with the creativity. Like I'm myself a very creative person, okay? And I've worked with a lot of creative people, and creative people work way different than non-creative people, okay? They'll think they're doing weird stuff. So I'll give you an example. When I was working for the other guys, the reason why I wanted to do it is because I feel like creative people give energy, okay? And you're given all your, you know, everybody's given energy, taking energy.
Yes.
It's a very interesting feel, but it can only happen when you're all working together. So we had a lot of creative people just working with us at that time who were actually, a lot of them were working for like free or like nothing or like pretty much like dirt pay. And the dirt pay wasn't even like about the money. Okay, cool. We're getting some money out of it. It was mainly because we're doing cool stuff. Yeah. Okay. So when we actually moved to another building at that time, I remember that. Okay, you guys announced it and stuff, right?
This
was like a long fucking time ago. This was like actually you might not even remember. This is way when we went to another building, we actually built an office. The head guy built us an office, okay, but it was like away from everybody else.
What are we talking about? Masterson?
At the other guys. At the other guys, okay? And so it was when we were at the other guys, built this office that was away from everybody else. Because what was happening at the last location is all of us us were working in like media and we're being really creative. And then like people would come from the warehouse that were doing like packaging and fulfilling and everything like that. And they're the guys who make it run and stuff like that. They were coming and like, what are these guys doing? All this weird shit. They're like jumping up and down. They're shooting Nerf guns at each other. And they're like,
that's not
yeah,
work.
yeah. What are they doing?
Like, you don't get it.
Yeah. Okay. They don't get it, right? Okay. But then like they go to the HR and they're like, oh well, hey, guys in the fucking media department, they're just like goofing off in there.
They get to work from home.
Okay. No, this was even before that.
That's what we went into.
This was even before that. They're all doing this and they all this. They're playing music in there and we're over here. So we had to put ourselves away from that, everybody that's listening is probably hear the popo. We just talked about this. It's coming up on the mics right now. It is, right? We'll let it pass. There we go. You can cut that out later on. Yeah, but that's about the creativity, right? So when you're able to be genuine and make creative stuff, dude, that's
is it the best?
Oh yeah, that's the best.
I think that, in my opinion, that's the pinnacle.
That's the pinnacle.
I think that's the pinnacle. I've never had anything more gratifying for me than to be able to create something and follow it through and it like actually becoming real.
Yeah.
And just who you become through that process.
Yeah.
Like to me, that's that's fucking amazing. Like me and Sal, we have stuff that we, we'll set a goal or do something and say, hey, I have an idea, and it just starts from a concept, and then we play with it. Then it ends up becoming a reality and something, and that's kind of even how like the podcast started. It wasn't something we kind of wanted to do like really, but we're just like, hey, let's play with it, see where it goes.
Correct. Yeah.
Turns out that people dig it. You found us on there,
and that's how I found it. And I feel like creativity gives out energy. You can sense that. Yeah. You guys are doing something creative. I was like, hey, let me hit these guys up. That's why I just called you. Yeah. You're probably even like, how'd this guy get my number? Like, like you just go down and just click through some stuff, and you send an email, find a phone number. And I'm old school. I usually like to reach out people by the phone. Yeah. People like send an email. I'm like, hell, just call me. My phone's up. Yeah,
it's interesting how you find the most success. Well, at least for us, out of the deeply creative. It's not really the pursuit of like trying to like chase money or anything. It's more of like, hey, let me do this, go down this direction. And it's kind of like now the success kind of finds you at a certain point, Yeah,
like, exactly.
Or the resources come to you, or things start to gravitate towards you that are, maybe in your wheelhouse or something that you're trying to achieve.
Yeah. Because for me, like, with detailing, you're asking me about Masterson's Car Care, I was like creating stuff, dude. Yeah. And to create new products, and like when people get our products, there's like so much effort that goes into like the labeling and the packaging, and there's like little Easter eggs and that stuff. Like everybody that works here at Masterson's, from the designers to myself, the website work, we're all super creative. So we want to do unique stuff. We don't want to have our stuff be the same as cookie cutter as everybody else, right?
Question for you.
Yeah.
When you went from Chemical Guys and bam, you started Masterson, did anybody come with you? Jerry Maguire, I'm taking the fish.
No, we went out. I still work with a couple other people.
Like obviously,
no, actually, there was a couple people that tried to do their own thing, and some were able to do it, some didn't. Yeah. Some crashed out, some burned out. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's because it takes a lot of work to be able to build something like that, and it takes a lot of time, and the people don't have the patience. They think it's going to like come out of nowhere, and they might see a brand come out of nowhere, and either that costs a lot of money.
Well, you're 10 years in the game. I thought you would be done after 2, to be honest. Well, because I didn't know you, and I thought you were just trying to use your clout to jump over.
To jump over?
To jump over. I was like, okay, he's going to use that clout, which I'm mad at him.
But that part of that was he was for the end game.
And if you did do it and you're still succeeding doing it, then hats off to you either way. But
whatever
the fucking intent was,
yes,
you're 10 years in. And we always say, it's like, okay, well, everybody does business however
10 years in.
they're going to do business.
Yeah.
If you're doing it still after X amount of time, you're putting in work.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether you had a gimmicky way of sliding into the to the industry or your space or whatever, like in any industry. If you're able to, like, oh, you slept with the owner, that's the only reason you're here. But if they're holding their own 10, 15 years later, it's like, okay, well, that's what they had to do to get up in there. You're about to get canceled.
Oh man, that's and I've worked with companies where some people try to get in and sleep with the owner. It's so funny that you just said that. It ticks. I've seen it all. You know what I mean? There's you got to in any business you have to have stride to be able to like go. It's not a sprint. It's a long term game. Especially with car care industry. Do you want to make good products? Do you want to build good customer, right? When people get our products, they know it's going to be something good.
What do you, what is with your background in your years in the industry, what is your take on now? Like, what do you think the industry is right now? Or where do you feel it's going? And do you think it's in a good state, a bad state, kind of like a limbo? Like, how do you feel?
Is there an industry comparable? So that way I can...
to put things into perspective for some people.
I like to compare auto detailing to barbers. I feel
I was hoping it was going to be a better one. Like
but
I know what he's because we always talk about that
90% of them.
Yeah,
it's like barbers, right? So you wanna be a barber, so you start. You can hustle as much as you can. You want to make more money. You hustle harder. You cut more hair, and then you can raise your prices. You can get it up. I feel like it's about the equivalent price. A barber, and the reason I do that is because auto detailing, I feel like is to me a service industry, and it's a feel good. Like, what's better than getting in a car that's clean? Right. For you guys, what is it? What makes you feel good?
Oh man, just connecting to people.
For like yourself. Sorry, that I need to. For yourself. Like, what do you do that makes you feel good? Like you get a service. We just got some body work yesterday.
That was good.
I just got stretch therapy, acupuncture.
Okay, cool. You feel good about that. Okay.
I like leisure. I love my leisure.
Okay, leisure. Like a lot of people, it's like a haircut. You get a haircut, you feel great. Yeah. You get the car clean, you feel good.
All that shit's underneath leisure. Just you know what I mean.
You know what I'm looking forward to? It's going to make me feel good. When we get done, we go eat. That's what I'm looking
cool.
for.
Yeah, you go eat. And so I feel like the car care industry is like that, right?
Yeah.
And it needs to get to that feel good back again. Like when people come to my shop, the reason why we have this and you're sitting here in this location is we just want people to come here and have a good time. Yeah. Like, I guarantee you that door, every time people leave out that door, everybody leaves with a smile here. Yeah. Like they can even come in not happy. They'll leave happy. Yeah. Right. And that's how it should be with a clean car. Oh man, my car's dirty. I feel like shit. And then, I got a clean car. Oh my gosh, it feels so good. It feels like a new car.
It hits the emotions for a lot of people.
It hits the emotions for me, dude. Yeah. Like, that's why I wanted to just got into detailing. I was like, I want to have a clean car all the time. Yeah. So like, that's what really gave me my passion for detailing, having a clean car all the time. And it's all about actually, I think, building a routine. And that's what a lot of people don't talk about YouTube is the routine. Get in this routine, you can like keep your car looking good and you're not doing that much work. Greg, how often are you deep cleaning all this car? Not really, not that often, because I cleaned it all once and I maintained it over a long period of time.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about routine as in the like the actual technical part of detailing, because there is a lot of routine.
There is a lot of routine.
That I think people don't pay enough attention to.
Well, that routine, I mean, of like, hey, like how do you maintain a clean car? Yeah. Okay. You need to like maintain that into your lifestyle. Like, you guys aren't car guys. How do I maintain a car? Okay. I wash my car once a week. Yeah. Okay. I fit that into my schedule. What do? I personally vacuum my car like 3 times a week. Yeah. I bring it in, I vacuum it, so it doesn't take that long, right?
Incorporate it into your,
lifestyle.
Into your lifestyle.
In the lifestyle, right? Yeah. And then your car is always clean. Because like, what's more embarrassing than getting in a dirty car? You ever gotten in somebody's dirty?
Oh yeah, I've been in some.
Is that really embarrassing? Like, what's more embarrassing though? Is it?
That is pretty fucking embarrassing. I've been in my car before where I'm just like, I'm so sorry.
Okay, you got to choose one. Okay, and I'm not saying it's like hoarder level. I'm saying it's like kind of, it's not perfect. It looks kind of lived in. Okay, you got to choose one or the other. You can either have a dirty car and a clean house, or a clean house and a dirty car. What are you going to choose?
Clean house.
Clean house. I can't think in a clean house, and I don't drive a lot.
Might go with the car.
I'm in the house more than I am in the car.
Yeah, you're in LA, so you got traffic.
But then you're gonna have to take people to your house all the time. Hey, I want
my house clean.
Okay, my car's dirty. Here, let's go to my house.
Yeah, no, my house. I don't.
I'd rather do a clean house.
It's tough
I live
one.
in cities where you don't need cars, so. But if I had to choose, I would want my car dirty, not my house. I can't live in filth.
Perfect scenario. I'd rather
but
have
a lot
a
of
maid
people,
and a detailer.
some people spend more time in their car than at their house.
Right. Oh yes.
And that's where I thought about that.
Those are the ones that get emotional and appreciate it because they literally live in their.
Like
car.
what if you have an hour commute every day? Yeah. So that's 1 hour.
We have clients that have
2
hour commutes every
2
day.
hour. Okay,
so it's like 4
Okay, so let's say 4 hours plus you're sitting in your car at lunch. You're doing something else. Like 4.5 hours. How long are you at home? You got home at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's like you almost spent the same amount of time when you think about it. So that's why I want a car to be clean, or at least I like the inside of my car clean. Yeah. Like I can have a dirty outside. I think
I can deal with the outside for longer than I can the inside.
Oh, I need to have the inside
the clutter needs to be gone.
The clutter needs to be gone. Yeah. But I've gotten in some cars and like I found some crazy stuff. As an auto detailer, I found drugs. I found guns. I found sexual devices.
Well, people live in the car, so whatever you're going to find in the house, you're going to find in the car.
Bro, my house is dirty. Let's go to my car.
Let's go to my car, yeah.
Like
you do at your work, people doing their job.
He chose the car over the dirty house.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. One time I was doing a training, and this was like years ago, and this girl, the car that they had, it was like somebody that worked at the office or whatever, and they were when they were cleaning the car, left all the stuff in it, and they found some a big long one. Okay, and then she came and she felt so embarrassed, like, oh no. So and then they were like, oh no. So I've seen the funniest things, dude. Like
crazy. Yeah. It's wild. Like you said, man, people got you never know what you're gonna find.
You never know.
It's.
Hey, you never know.
Be safe. That's why you wear gloves. You gotta stay safe out there.
Hey, you know what? It ain't none of my business what you find in the car. It ain't none of my business either.
Yeah.
As far as like you're being.
Because a lot of our clients, they value discretion. When you have clients like at a certain level that like you've built really, really big trust, like a lot of trust with.
Yes.
Big trust. A lot of trust with.
Yeah.
Their discretion is very much valued. And sometimes that trust and that's, the discretion is why you're there.
Yeah. For years when I did detailing, one of my clients, he would just say, hey man, go to my house. Here's the gate key or the code to the gate. The garage door on this side is going to be open. The keys are in all the cars. Do your thing. When you're done, there's an envelope with the check, and the check is, good to go for everything, plus a little bit extra for yourself. Thank you very much.
Hey, you know what feels what's not a good feeling, thinking of trust, is when a client asks you, hey, when you detailed my car, when you did my car, did you find $100 or did you find a credit card? And you say, no, I didn't. If I did, I would have told you. Yeah, and it's just so that doesn't that make you feel weird? Like,
yeah. Did you find that?
You see this scratch that was right here? Like, oh yeah, but that was really there. I thought you knew.
Oh yeah.
Very rare occasions. Well, now all of our clients either know us or we're referred. Like we don't just take normal. We really don't service just the general public anymore.
Yeah. I lost a gift card. The last time I had it, it was in the car.
Can you look for it for me?
Just kind of like, whoa. Wasn't in there.
On the flip side, we do find credit cards, diamond rings, and stuff like that. They're like, oh my goodness,
I didn't see that. I haven't seen that for years.
That was my mother's or something.
I thought I lost that. Yeah, I've seen the craziest stuff, and because people are slops in their cars, dude. It's crazy. You'll see the nastiest stuff.
Anything we found is right there or it's in the trunk. Yeah.
I personally treat it as, and this is what I tell everybody: if you bring your car to me to get detailed, anything that's inside of it, I'm considering it trash. Like you just want it thrown away. Like you left it there. Like
I'm not gonna sit here and sort through your
leave
stuff.
whatever you want here. I'm gonna throw it out. Like is this a cable? I'm throwing it out. Phone charger, whatever. Like because there's no way you're gonna be sifting through.
That's time and money.
It's time. It's time is money. It's another problem that I think is in the detailing industry is the over delivering. Like, oh, you don't do this for your client. You're not over delivering. Like when you go to
at a certain point, it needs to stop. It's just like now my thing is really big. Like, okay, say they'll over deliver.
Yeah.
Purely for, let's say, for instance, for some sort of merit. Like, oh, will you leave me a good review? Like, oh, kind of like they're working. They're getting them all greased up, and then like, oh yeah, don't forget to leave me a review, type of shit. It's kind of like
you could do that if you offer a good service, just ask for a review. The customer clients will just give you a great review.
But people over deliver, and they don't realize, like you said, like the time of the over delivery.
Yeah, so it's the over delivery, man. And like, did the customer pay for that? You're working for free. It's like when you go to a restaurant. Does the restaurant just like, hey, here's some free extra dessert? No. Man, this is a shout out to all the restaurants out there. I went out to my birthday this year. I went out on my birthday. It's one of those days you go out for your birthday, like on the day. What I was saying is I went out on my birthday and I went to 3 high-end restaurants. I went to like a bar and then a restaurant. And actually I went to another restaurant after just to get some other food because I was hungry. And none of them gave me like a little cake or a brownie.
Because it was your birthday, and they knew it was your birthday.
Well, we told them. I said, yeah, hey, we're here for my birthday. Okay, cool. And so you expect them to bring out maybe like a little, you go on your birthday, whatever, a cookie,
seen it all the
whatever,
time.
a mint.
Nothing here.
Yeah,
they're like, no.
No.
That's an additional expense.
Yeah, okay, but like, why don't they do that with detailing? It's like, hey, this is an additional expense.
Oh yeah, because I think they're just not business savvy. They don't realize they're not. A lot of people. It takes a lot more than you would think for somebody to really, really. People make the statement all the time, but until you really felt it, you don't take it seriously when people say your time is your money.
No, people. That's a big thing. The time is the money, and I think detailers don't know about that. And that's what led to this question is we were talking about where do you think that the industry is right now? Yeah. And I feel like the industry needs to go back to barbering and making it feel good. Oh, yeah. And so customers want to come back on a constant basis. Yeah. Like I'll give you an example, man. Like there's all these detailers out there that they sell ceramic coatings and they sell lifetime ceramic coatings. And I think it's like the dumbest thing for a detailer because the customer is never going to come back to you. Right. And so I even sell like a 1 or 2 year coating and I follow up with my customers. Hey, it's been 2 years. Just want to follow up and see if you want to come back. Oh, my car's still looking great. Yeah. I keep it under a cover or I maintain it and it still looks really good. And how do you get a customer to come back to you for that? And if the customer's not coming back to you every month, every week, like a barber, you're not going to make any money as a detailer. Yeah. Your shit will fizzle away. And I think that's what's happening to the detailing industry right now is a lot of ceramic installers have like gotten themselves on that bat. One-time thing, but you're selling something one time, you're going to run out.
Well, that'd be an interesting question. Yeah. Cause we're more on the service side. Like we work with a very, very small amount of clients, but those clients are like family and they're like, they have you there because they trust you and it feels good. They want a clean car. You're there for them. Like you said, they just send me a text message where everything's at. Go ahead, Joel.
Yeah, done. Yeah.
They let you do your thing. They're in, they're out. Like there's no payments already. Usually sent before. There's like no issues. It's a smooth operation.
Yeah. You could do that.
It's a smooth operation. And that's what keeps us like extremely busy. Year round. True. We're never at the point where we get, because it's more of the people that have that emotional attachment. It's about the car getting it. It doesn't matter if it's, if it's going to rain tomorrow or there's like, they need their car clean. The emotion detailing cars. I think that's one of the reasons I like it's a very emotional cars just in general emotional. Why'd you buy the car? Because you felt like it.
because you bought that car because you wanted it. Why do you do detailing? Because you want to do
You hear
it.
guys, it is emotional because you hear a lot of guys say, "Only I touch this car." That's our emotion. Only these hands touch this car.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, some owners like.
Just all.
Yeah. Only I'm the only one that drove this car. I've only touched this car. Yeah. I've only touched this woman.
Yeah,
it's my wife.
There could be a lot of sentimental value there, or you get the clients that like stare at you as you're walking.
Well, then again, anybody could touch this car. Well, that's not why I'm calling you. I'm calling you because you're the only one that answers.
That's all right. I mean, you get customers that stare at you. You wash a Tesla, the customer might be watching you through those cameras.
Yeah.
Right.
Unless you put the car on car wash mode. Shout out to everybody that's detailer out there. Go ahead and put your Tesla on car wash mode because, or else they are going to be watching you.
Like, how do you in the car wash mode? Because sometimes I feel like it's censored, like the little gas cap, whatever.
You have to put it in car wash mode. And if
it only does that in car wash mode.
If you put it in car wash mode, it'll lock that thing from coming up and down.
Has to be in car wash.
Has to be in car wash mode, and they can watch you too. And they can listen to you, and they can they can see, if you're a detailer, what you're doing, And if you're an honest business, you got nothing to hide. There's no problem.
Right.
Keep it rolling. You know what I mean? But like when I'm detailing, I'm doing some weird stuff. I'm making weird faces. I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm looking at things like a pirate eye. I'm doing weird stuff. I'm not like it's not a formal thing. You're doing some weird cleaning and polishing and sanding. You want someone looking at you like while you're doing that?
So where do you see Masterson's? Where do you ultimately see Masterson's fitting in the industry as a whole? Like your aspirations for Masterson's.
I just like us growing. We're available in 33 countries right now, which is pretty cool, and a lot of areas in Asia. Like one of our coolest distributors, shout out to Brandon. He's in Brunei. I don't know if you guys ever looked at like Brunei.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not familiar.
Oh, okay. The Sultan of Brunei, he has like the biggest car collection.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, ever. If you go ahead and Google this. If we had a little computer here, I'd bring this up. Sultan of Brunei, he has like the most F40s in the world. This guy's car collection is freaking insane. Yeah, there's not even pictures of it complete.
Crazy.
Yeah. So, and this is an island just in the Pacific Ocean, small region, still great amount of products, and we're getting ready to ship him a shipment next week. And we just want to keep detailing and having fun and making new products with new innovation. That's the one thing I didn't see this year at SEMA is I didn't see very much innovation. It kind of made me sad about that. So
compared like in past the other times you went to SEMA, what was the innovation that was being displayed?
So like, it wasn't even more about SEMA before. It was compared to now. I feel like SEMA before it used to be like a party. It used to be like a club. Yeah. Dude, it was like crazy insane. I remember the first time I went in there, I was like, oh, whoa, this is so crazy. And there's so many people, and I'm short. I'm like 5'7". Like when I walk in and there's a lot of people, you can't see anything. And it's like, oh, whoa, there's a lot of people here, right? Yeah. You can't even see a space. I remember one time I was at SEMA, and I was working with the other guys, and I got interviewed by ESPN Sports to sell because we were selling a wax. We were selling a $10,000 wax. So we were selling this $10,000 wax, and we got interviewed by ESPN Sports for like most expensive wax or something like that, right? And that was pretty cool. But like now you go to SEMA, you don't see ESPN Sports walking around.
Yeah. It's I think probably there's certain times where things are hot. Industries. It might have been new, exciting.
The car industry is always hot. The car industry, I feel like, is the hottest industry, industry out there. But
people love cars.
That's true.
People love cars.
But we might be entering an industry where people don't. Like, there's a lot of people out there, younger generation, Gen Z.
They're not driving.
They're not driving.
They're not driving.
They said even alcohol consumption.
They don't even drink.
So it's crazy. Yeah.
What are they going to be do? What are they going to do? You know what I mean? People just don't want to get driver's license.
They can't do drugs anymore because the drugs are too dangerous now.
Just
think drugs are too dangerous now.
I know, it's crazy. It's just way too intense. Yeah, just kill. They're dead. So what are we going? I don't know what's going on with that, man. Yeah. So because of that, where are we going to be? Where are cars going to be?
Yeah.
As these electric cars come down,
Right, cars that
what
drive
is it going to
themselves.
be?
There are people going to want the cars that drive themselves clean, the outside.
Yeah, I mean,
You would think.
Personally, I'm waiting for the Tesla robot to come off, and I tell everybody,
Greg ain't trying to do nothing anymore, huh?
no, the day the Tesla robot comes out, and then they're like, do iRobot, I'm buying 2 of those, and I don't care if it costs like $50,000 each or 75. I will finance that. I will find the capital. I don't care, and me and these 2 people will just conquer. You know, they say all you need is like 3 badass motherfuckers to take over a country. So if I got me and 2 badass robots, dude, I'm gonna take over the world,
Tesla
dude.
robots.
Yeah.
This conversation gay here. I think it's time to wrap it up. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Greg, for having us. And this one was a blast, and we'll definitely be back. If you're in the area, if you're in Anaheim,
come down to our shop.
Down and come by, check it out, say what's up to Greg, and
See you guys on the next one.
We'll see you on the next one, guys. Thanks a lot.